What's going on, everybody? Today I want to touch on one of the most unique players in the NBA, Bruce Brown. Bruce is an undersized non-shooter, and due to this, I feel like he went undervalued this summer and many teams may have missed the ball by not signing him. So let's take a deeper look. Bruce has spent the last 2 seasons in Brooklyn and he's been a major contributor, even though it's hard to pinpoint what position he actually plays. He defends, he runs the floor very well in transition, and in the half court when defenses sell out to stop stars, he's able to find the soft spots in the defense and make plays. This summer, Bruce signed a 2-year, $13 million deal with Denver, and I believe he was undervalued by the league as a whole. A big reason why, Bruce doesn't have a lot of upside. I think this is who he's going to be. And secondly, his role fits best next to certain talent. He's not a 25-year-old 6'8", 3-and-D wing that could fit on any roster. He has to be next to other stars who are going to attract attention and create opportunities for him. So his market was a bit limited. The Detroit Pistons drafted Bruce Brown 42nd overall out of the University of Miami in 2018, and right away his defensive ability and transition scoring translated. It was him as a point guard that didn't. Bruce wasn't well equipped to be a point guard at the next level, but I do think this time was still valuable. Bruce developed a lot of the traits and skills that he would use in his connecting role. It was just the Pistons didn't have the roster or the vision to use him in this way. When most players scale down in the NBA, they usually fit into a 3-and-D role, but for Bruce, it was going to be an alternative path. He was going to have to become an undersized big that screen set, dived, and made decisions in the short roll, not something you commonly see from a guy that's 6'4". Watch here as Detroit tries to use Bruce Brown in pick and roll and Spencer Dinwiddie goes underneath, and as you can tell, none of the other off-ball guys are concerned and they're staying home. This just results in a drop-off pass to Drummond, and while he makes this isn't really quality offense. Or watch here how Siakam gives him a lot of space to operate, and as he uses this pick and roll, Ibaka's not really concerned with the threat of Bruce as a scorer, so while Drummond is able to get this pass, he's not really in a good position to score, and he throws up a wild shot, and again the Pistons don't get any quality offense from this. Bruce wasn't much better without the ball in his hands in Detroit either. Watch here as Marvin Williams ignores him, and he's dared to shoot. Or just watch Spencer Dinwiddie on this entire play, completely disregard him, stay in optimal rebounding and help position, and then when he does catch the ball, not even bother to contest the shot. After just 2 seasons in Detroit, they traded him to Brooklyn, and that's where things really started to change. Watch here as Kyrie drives. Instead of just staying spaced, this time Bruce cuts as Lopez helps, and this is the beginning of how his role started to change. Watch here as he sets a screen for Kevin Durant, and then he became a hard roller, much like you see from a big man. Nice finish here on Giannis. Teams would still help off of Bruce, but watch how he catches it on the run, and then another strong finish at the basket, not just settling for a jump shot. Another screen here, and notice how Kevin Durant draws 2 here, but as he swings to Brown, Brown quickly gets into a handoff because he knows his man won't be there to help. The key to this role is making quick decisions and making yourself available. Watch here as Brown catches it and instantly lobs to Claxton in the dunker. Speaking of the dunker, Bruce Brown actually found himself down there a couple times this season despite being 6'4". Watch the nice reverse finish here. What makes him so good in these spots is his vertical pop and his sure hands. Another nice finish. Here's an example of the defense loading up to one side, and look how Bruce makes himself available in the middle and uses his patented floater. Again, same type of thing. Bruce reverses the ball, and they kind of lose him for a second, but instead of staying spaced, he flashes right to that middle spot, and again, another floater. Bruce's effectiveness in the middle of the floor is what also makes him a nice short roll option. Look how he goes right to the dotted circle and uses that floater. And again, sets another ball screen here for Harden. Harden comes off, draws 2. Bruce goes right to that middle spot, makes himself available, and another nice finish over the big. Now that we've taken the time to break down Bruce's skill set, let's go back to the original question. Is Bruce Brown an undervalued player? Here are 4 players who were paid a lot more than Bruce Brown in recent years because they could shoot the ball better. Davis Bertans, Duncan Robinson, Joe Harris, and Evan Fournier. I don't think these guys are significantly more valuable than Bruce, especially when you consider that some of them can't even be on the floor in pivotal playoff moments. As shooting becomes more and more universal across all positions, just being able to shoot won't justify you being on the court come playoff time. Now more than ever, you need connecting skills, such as screen setting, cutting, making quick decisions, being able to put the ball down. Without it, offenses will suffer. I'd be remiss not to mention the significant defensive gap between Bruce Brown and the aforementioned players. Bruce Brown is a disruptor at the point of attack, he navigates screens well, switches and guards multiple positions, and rebounds well for his size. All things you need come playoff time. Just look at how he disrupts all these handoff actions and fights to stay in front. Bruce Brown's not the only player in this archetype. In fact, I could have probably made this entire video about 6'1" Gary Payton II, who had an excellent season with Golden State last year. Take this play for example, where the Nuggets put 2 on the ball with Steph. Otto makes an excellent skip pass to the wide open GP2, who Denver is daring to make this shot. To his credit, he does. Notice how Nikola Jokic on this clip is on GP2 to be in better help position off of a non-shooter. GP2 gets the ball, expertly pitches it back to Steph and gets a piece of Gordon, which frees up Steph for the mid-range shot. Later in the same game, GP2 gets a nice screen on Aaron Gordon and rolls to the hoop and shows off some of that vertical explosion on the nice finish. And one last thing I want to add, if you read between the lines, Darvin Ham is asking Russell Westbrook to play this exact same role when he shares the court with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. It might not be the sexiest role, but it's an effective way to use undersized non-shooters, and I think it's time Russ makes the sacrifice and does so. There are a few keys to using the undersized non-shooter archetype. Number 1, keep them involved in the action as much as possible, whether they're setting high ball screens, off-ball screens as false motion, executing dribble handoffs, or flashing to the available space. This is all better than them at the 3-point line distorting spacing. Number 2, utilize the dunker spot where they can finish, or have them crash the offensive glass when people leave them alone. And third, have them shoot threes from the corner if they're going to shoot them. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this one and you learned something new. Please like and subscribe to help this channel grow, and also comment down below what other topics you'd like to see me cover. The regular season is right around the corner, so I'm very excited for that. Peace.